Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Putri, and here we will discuss about our research project about methods in English language teaching and writing by using the process theory approach at junior high school. But first, let me introduce our members. There is Tita Tauziatul Farida with student number 2210060. Wahyu Ramdani with student number 2210004. Okta Putri with student number 221002075. Nabila Hadzanni with student number 2210049. Lukmanul Hanif with student number 2210070. And Raisa Lentera Bumi with student number 2210067. And the first speaker that will introduce the topic section will be Hanif. So Hanif.
Okay, thank you, Nabila. Here I will read the description about our method. That this approach is the synthesis of the process and the genre-based approach. Bejer and White 2000 states process genre approach involves knowledge about language and knowledge of context in which writing happens, and especially the purpose of the writing as the genre in the purpose in the approach, and skills in using language as in the process approach. Baker and White 2000 adds that the writing development happens by drawing out the learner potential as in the process approach and by providing input to which the learner responds as in the genre approach. Next. Okay, here we have four principles. First is recursive writing process, which is this is the process genre approach involve recursive writing process such as pre-writing, drafting, revision, and editing. The process approach gives priority to revision and evaluation from others. And the second is genre awareness that allows students to study the relationship between purpose and form for a particular genre. It develops students' awareness of different text types and of the composing process. And the third is social context. The genre approach places a greater emphasis on the social context in which writing is produced. The process genre approach integrates the strengths of the process approach and the genre-based approach to writing as a communicative process. And the last one is teaching procedure. The teaching procedure to is divided into 6 steps. First, preparation. Second, modeling. Third, planning. Fourth, joint constructing. Fifth, independent construction. And the last one is revising. These steps interact in a recursive way with themselves and with other writing skills. Okay, that's all for me. Back to Nabila.
Okay, thank you, Hanif. And next, there is the advantage and disadvantage. There will explain by Tita.
Okay, thank you, Nabila. So I'm here to explain about the advantages and disadvantages. And for the first is I want to explain about advantages. For the first one is empowering readers. A process-based approach encourages readers to understand and refine their writing strategies and techniques, which can help them become more confident and effective readers. And for the second is fostering collaboration. By seeking feedback from readers and using that feedback in their revisions, readers can collaborate with others to improve their writing. And for the last is breaking down the task. A process-based approach divides the writing task into smaller units, making it less daunting and more manageable for readers. And for the second material is about disadvantages of using this method. For the one is more time consuming. A process-based approaches to writing as it involves multiple stages and revisions. And for the second is less visual approach. A process-based approach may be less visual than other approaches to writing as it focuses more on the process of writing than on the final product. And for the last is incapacitating for some readers. Some readers may find a process-based as they may not know where the process will take them. And that's all for me. Back to moderator.
Okay, thank you, Tita. And next is the activity that start with preparation that will explained by Raisa.
According to Sari NLP, the preparation that can be set by the teacher are lesson plans, materials, media, and evaluation. Number one, lesson plan. The teacher needs to make a lesson plan that outlines the step or procedure that they will take in the classroom and achieve the aim of teaching and learning. Number two, materials. The teacher needs to choose materials for modeling text, which can be from the textbook, provided in the curriculum, or authentic materials from the internet, newspaper, magazine, and other. The text should be easily understood by the students and related to their daily life. Number three, media. The teacher needs to use media such as LCD projectors, laptop, picture, and videos to attract students' attention and help them understand the lessons. Number four, evaluation. The teacher needs to evaluate the students' understanding of the lesson through writing tests, experience in Wahyu question, WH question, true or false exercise, filling gaps in the text, and jumbled paragraph. Maybe that's for preparation. Back to moderator.
Okay, thank you, Raisa. And next is the warming up activity that will explained by Wahyu. So Wahyu, please.
Okay, thank you, moderator. Without any further ado, I want to explain about the warming up activity. According to Sari NLP 2013, the warming up activity of teaching procedure for process grungy up process is a warming up activity aligned with the method principles could involve a teacher greeting the students and engaging them with a relevant question related to upcoming lesson. This activity not only establishes a friendly classroom atmosphere, but also activates their prior knowledge, making them ready for the lesson on the context. So after the several set in preparation, the teacher could encourage students to pair up or form small groups to discuss their chosen experiences. This not only allows them to share their stories but promotes peer-to-peer interaction and collaborative learning. Students could take turns sharing their stories and listening actively to their peers, fostering both speaking and listening skills. A comprehensive warming up activity that aligns with teaching principle involves personal greetings, engaging questions, peer interaction, visual aids, and a written component. This multifaceted approach not only creates an inclusive and engaging classroom environment, but also actively prepares students for the upcoming lesson on the context, catering to deserved learning styles and abilities. Maybe it's enough for me. Back to moderator.
Okay, thank you, Wahyu. And next is the core activities that were explained by.
Okay, thank you, moderator, for having me. Here I will explain about the core activities. According to Sari NLP, here are the 6 steps of the process general approach to take place in core activities. For the first is introduction or preparation. This step, teacher begins preparing the students to write by defining a situation that will require a written text and placing it with specific genre. For example, the text will be studied is recount text. The teacher explains to the students that recount text is written text which retell something that happened in the past or a series of the past events. Then the teacher initiates a discussion about what the students did in the previous holiday. One of the students answered, I go to Bandung last holiday. The other corrected by saying, I went. Then the teacher allows the students to anticipate the structural features of the text by asking them a question why they change go into when. And the students may answer because it happens in the past. And the next is modeling and clarify. In this step, the teacher introduces a model of the genre and lets the students to consider the social purpose of the text and who the audience will be. Like first, the teacher provides the example of the modeling text on the LCD screen or blackboard. Then the teacher asks the students to read it. One of the students is asked to read the text aloud. After that, the teacher asks some questions to the students like, what do you think is the purpose of the text? Or who do you think is the target audience? After discussing, the teacher leads the students to find the purpose and the target audience of the text. Next, the teacher explains about language features of the text to the students. Then the teacher and students discuss together to find the language feature which are used in the text. After discussing the social purpose, generic structure, and language feature of the recount text, the teacher asks the students to copy that example of modeling text on their notebook. It is needed to help the students to write their own text letter as a model. Next is planning. In this step, many meaningful activities activate the students' background knowledge about the topic, including brainstorming, discussion, and reading associated material. For example, the topic will be discussed is last holiday. The teacher can ask the students to think about their last holiday and ask some questions such as, what did you do in the last holiday? Where did you go? And another. Then the teacher asks the students to sit in a group and share their experience in a group. Next is joint constructing. In this step, the teacher, along with the students, begins writing a text by making drafts. While doing so, the teacher uses the writing processes of brainstorming, drafting, and revising. The students contribute information and ideas, and teacher writes the generated text on blackboard of LCD screen in a draft form. It will facilitate later students' independent composting. And the next is independent constructing. In this step, the students have examined model text and have jointly constructed a text in the genre. They now compose their own text on related topic. This stage is individually work. However, the teacher is available to help the students in the process of composing their text. First, teacher directs the students to compose their own recount text with the same topic, last holiday, maybe. Then teacher asks the students to relog the model of recount text that they have written in their notebook and the draft in the blackboard to help them compose their own text. And the last is revision. In this step, the students may check, discuss, and evaluate their work with fellow students as the teacher guides and facilitates it. They may check, discuss, and evaluate the linguistic aspect, text structure, vocabulary, punctuation, and the another. The function is to make the students realize their mistake in writing so that they can improve their writing skill and become a better writer. Maybe enough from me. I return back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Yara. And next is the warming down activity. According to Sari NLP 2013, the warming down activity that can be done by the teacher is to conclude or summarize the lesson they have given, either by themselves or together with the students, and give feedback to the students toward the process and learning achievement. It can be like giving a reward to the students who have finished their working well. Finally, the teacher can close the class. Next. And here is the reference that we use in our research project. That's all the research project from Putri. Wassalamualaikum